So in the previous video, we have understood what is meant by lambda expressions and the functional interfaces as well. So for your understanding purpose, just I will be going to remove these two as well, because that's now not in case. So in this video, what we are going to understand is, so if you have a written type, how you will mention in this here lambda expression, or if you want to pass some variables, how you can pass the variables. Suppose let's say this config will accept an integer called let's say I. Okay, this config will accept an integer. Now how can I pass integer over here? So you can simply say int I. So int I or int I, anything that is your wish, which can accept some variable. Okay, then if you want to call this one, so if you want to show that also, you can concatenate with the plus I. Okay, there is no issue in that. And if you call with the obj a, if you call that config function inside that I will going to pass 5. So there is no issue, because in this function interface I am accepting for this function I am accepting an argument, and inside this also I am passing an argument. So simply I am accepting here, so it will be going to print in the terminal. So let's see it is printing or not. So it is successfully printing 5 over here. So if I remove this text also, you can able to see clearly, or you can simply remove this and all. So I am 5. Okay, so after you run, it is saying I am 5. Okay, so it is perfectly working when you are passing some integer value in the lambda expression as well. Now what I am going to say is, what if you want to return some value? Suppose if I, instead of having this config, so I will say this as add function. So here also I will be going to say add function. Okay, that there is no issue. Inside this add function, what if you pass 2 values? Okay, so here also if you want to accept 2 values, int j I will say. So there is no issue. Here also you are going to say int j. So here what I am doing is, you are basically accepting 2 values in the add method, because you are going to add the 2 variables, that is I and j. So basically with the help of this object a, you are going to pass 2 values, that is 5 and 5. So there is no issue. So inside this add method also you are accepting 2 values. So in the system here, what we can do is, you can simply, so let me have this curly braces. Inside this curly braces, what I will be going to say is return I plus j. So I hope there is no issue in this. So I will be going to wrap. So I will say enter result, and I will store in this result. Okay, so basically I am creating an object, and I am creating an integer, and I am trying to store this in the integer. Now after this method, you are going to have this semicolon, so there is no error now. So function, what you will say is, you can simply have the system.println, and inside this you can just simply say result. So I have just did nothing. Just if I clear the terminal, if I run that, so basically you can see it is printing 10 in the terminal. So what is meant by that? So first we see passing on argument. Next we are seeing how to return type that. So basically you can simply have this kind of result, and you can print that. So there is no issue. So here the return type is not void, so basically it is an integer. Okay, so the return type is integer. So in this also, if you say if you are not saying like this, you can simply return that. Okay, you can simply return that, and you are not going to print that. Okay, say control X, so just returning that. So whatever you are getting output from here, you can simply say like integer. So you can say simply result is equals to. So in this fashion also you can say, and you can simply print that result. Now if I run that, so you can see the same output. So whatever the way that you are performing, so there is no issue. But remember that, so even though if you are not mentioning this return keyword, so let's see what happens. So even though if you are not mentioning this, so I will remove this braces, curly braces. So let me remove this one as well. So you can see there is no, I am not returning, I am not mentioning the return keyword as well, but it still works, because it's automatically what you have only one method called add. So what one method will do, it is return type is integer. So if you are not returning anything here, it will return 0, but you are returning I plus j, so that's okay. If you did not mention this integer, it will be going to work. If you not mentioning this integer as well, it will be going to work. Why this will be going to work? So let me run and show you, so that you can able to understand. So it is printing 10 again, because if I change the values as well, so if I say 20, and then the next number if I say 30, so if I run that, so it will be going to say 50. So this perfectly works, because so as we are accepting here integer type, and here also integer type, so it automatically know it is here integer, and the value coming here is an integer.